to find the weapons which are in and around Bawku, to stop the weapons from moving into the Bawku area, for instance, and to allow the people as best as they can to continue with their livelihoods, whether it is selling or farming or whatever it is. But nobody should expect that the military is going to solve the problem. Already, it's part of the package of resolving the conflict. First of all, that conflict area, in quotes, is a difficult environment, even for soldiers. I mean, the conditions under which they are living. Some of them, members of that group, have been killed. So you could say that the morale is a bit low, which was the reason why the IGP went there, to try and encourage the members of the police to maintain the morale. And I see this visit by the Chief of Army Staff serving the same purpose, i.e. sending a signal to all Ghanaians and the international community that the government or the state is still interested in solving the Bawku conflict. But I wish to emphasize again that this conflict can never be resolved by military deployment. It has to go side by side with other measures. Socio-economic livelihoods. But of course, you cannot get socio-economic livelihoods to be reactivated or reinvigorated if you don't have peace, you don't have stability. You see. So the mediation effort, the military deployment, other political arrangements, will all go hand in hand to try and help to resolve the Bawku conflict. We need to understand the causes of the escalation. And that will take us back latest to February of 2023. The enskinment of a rival Bawku Naba in the person of Alhaji Saidu Abagri. That was the first phase of the escalation. But then the arrival of the second Bawku Naba in Bawku town, at the time he was in Alerigu, where he was enskinned. His presence in Bawku town itself marked another ignition to the conflict. So the presence of two Bawku Nabas, the Kusasi one, who has been on the skin since 1984, during the PNDC era, and this new one, who has been on the seat during the former MPP administration, that is the trigger. And it needs to be resolved. Because there cannot be, as one researcher has said, you cannot have one kingdom with two kings. And that obviously will be one of the tasks that the Asantehene will be trying to resolve. The difficulty is that since 1992, the constitution that we are operating with now debars any government from interfering in chieftaincy affairs. Unlike Nkrumah's time, 57, or the NLC time, was it 67 or so, and then the PNDC era, 83, 84. So the only person in this land, this country, who can ask Alhaji Saidu Abagri, the rival Bawku Naba, to get up from the skin is the one who put him there, the Nairi. You see what I mean? Now that again will have to be one of the tasks for the Asantehene, to mediate and negotiate with the Nairi, virtually to rescind the decision. And I don't want to use the word to diskin, but in traditional senses, some rituals will have to be performed to say, now you are getting away from or getting up from the skin. After that, then they can go back to other courses. about traditional authority, who rules over the Kusasis, for instance, is historical. Do we go to the era before the Mamprusis arrived? Or do we start from 1720 when the Mamprusis installed the first Bokunaba? Or do we go to 1931-32 when the white man more or less endorsed that and made the Mamprusis the overlords of the Kusasis? Or do we get to Nkrumah's time when Nkrumah said that every ethnic group virtually has the right to rule themselves, which was the Opoku Aferi's recommendation. So there are legal aspects, legal constitutional aspects that also need to be resolved, which is not the work for the Asantehene. You see what I mean?
And the recent visitation by the IGP and also that of the Chief of the Army Staff.
No, they went there as service chiefs. First of all, to encourage, to give morale to the police and the military, i.e. the task force. But that visit also, or those visits, also sent out signals, messages to Ghanaians that way. In conflict resolution, we have carrot and sticks. A carrot is that incentive that you are dangling in front of those who are fighting, that if peace comes, or if you agree for peace to come, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you that. So the IGP's statement was to say that, first of all, in that Bawku enclave, there are no jobs. So the youth need jobs. Joining the police or joining the security services is one avenue of obtaining a job. So you, the youth, must get peace to come. And then we'll make arrangements to ensure that you are giving priority for recruitment into the police service. My only issue with that statement is that was not the reason why he went there. He was not going to mediate. You see what I mean? So it is only mediators who place carrots and sticks before conflicting parties. The stick will be somebody saying that, look, we'll use force to stop you from fighting, which is also not the best approach to a conflict like the Bawku conflict. So the IGP said, with all good intentions, the right thing, but the timing was not too appropriate.
Jakora Ventures Limited is the waste service provider franchised by the AMA to provide services within Osuklorte Sub-Metro. We also operate within Zone 2 of the Adentan Municipal Assembly. Our proficient refuse and segregated waste collection crew ensures timely and quality service delivery at every service point. Our friendly management and supervisory staff are always available on call for our cherished clients. We engage in partner organizations to clean up the city and beaches as part of our corporate social responsibility towards making Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Embark on public sensitization and educational outreaches on environmental and sustainable waste management options. We advocate reuse and self-separation of waste, paper, plastic, and organic, to which value can be added through recycling. Smega 16 award-winning company in waste and recycling manufacturing. Implementing partner to Mayor of Accra initiative on waste segregation in basic schools in Osuklorte. Jakora, the waste management professionals.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.